Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Sean Loving. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm really looking forward to it. Um, that being said, I know that we're kind of crunch for time, only 3 minutes, so I'm not going to read through everything before I get started. I'm just going to kind of dive right into it. I'm sure you guys have heard it a million times already, so I'm going to save your time as well as mine. But just to lay some groundwork, John 1 is obviously John writing to help us kind of understand who Jesus is. Um, Granted, we're humans, we can't really understand all of what Jesus is, just because we have finite minds, we have finite languages. He's infinite. We can't really describe him. And then on top of that, like John says at the end of his book, if we were to write everything there is to know about Jesus, the world wouldn't have enough room for all the books. Um, so yeah, that's kind of just the framework that we're working through here. This is really just to kind of tell us more about who Jesus is, a lot about his relation to God and his relation to us. So let's just get started. John 1:1 says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." This is super important. It talks about the eternality of Jesus, how he existed in eternity past. He's going to exist for eternity future. He didn't just suddenly pop up, like when he was born, for instance. But he wasn't created by God. He's just with God, which is super important for us to understand because it means a lot. Knowing that he was always there, because it tells us things like God the Father was always the Father, because if Jesus was created at some point, then God the Father wouldn't be a father, because he could not be a father unless he had a son, and he's immutable, so he couldn't change that later. And then of course it says the Word was God, which is super important for us because we see that Jesus is Lord, which is obviously crucial to all of our understandings. About who Jesus is, who God is. You hear a lot of people say things like, the Bible never teaches that Jesus is God, or that Jesus never said he was God, but this is as clear as it's going to get. The Word was God. And then it says, he was with God in the beginning. Again, that's talking about Jesus' eternality. He was always there. He was always going to be there. Through him, all things were made. Without him, nothing was made that has been made. This is super important. It shows that Jesus took part in the creation process. So obviously he's going to care for us because he helped create us. He took part in all that, and so obviously when he sees how broken it is and he comes down, he loves us so much and he's willing to make that sacrifice. So in him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. Jesus came and he brought that light to reveal to us more about God and more about himself, which is super important, that he brought that light to us, that we can see it and that we can know God. And then obviously it says the light shines in the darkness. Darkness has not overcome it. There's no sense that Jesus is going to lose to save you, which is super cool. Jesus is God, Jesus is Lord. And yeah, so that's what I get from John 1:1 through 5. Thank you.